Assalamu alaikum, dear student. This is Dr. Aisha Nazuk here. And before I start today's topic, let me introduce, of course, the students enrolled in us. They are well aware of the purpose of the channel that I'm running by the name of Rao Hub. For the general viewers who have by chance landed first time on our channel, let me tell you that this channel covers various themes of statistics, applied econometrics, and there are some other playlists which are quite interesting. For example, in one of the playlists, you will see Dr. Aisha Nazuk in a entirely different, you could say, camouflage, and that playlist is humor or comedy genre. Then we have another playlist on understanding the human beings or positive thinking. So if you are first time here on our channel, I would like to request that kindly go through all the videos or some of the videos and like them, share them, and subscribe to our channel to ensure that you keep on getting updates from Dr. Aisha Nazur. In future, I am also planning to add more lectures on probability, on design of experiment, even coding in Python language. So this channel is sort of a holistic learning experience, even for those students or the general viewers who are not enrolled in the university where I work, that is the National University. Okay, coming back to today's topic, which is the random effects model. Before watching the random effect model or understanding the random effect model, it is highly recommended that you first watch the previous video, which was about fixed effect regression models. So after covering the video on fixed effect regression model, the next concept that is logically coming up next is the random effect model, also called the partial pooling model. So the rationale behind the random effect model is unlike the fixed effect model, the variation across entities or cross section, right? That is the variation across different cross-sectional units. For example, the variation across different cities or the variation across different students, whatever the cross-sectional unit is in your panel data. That variation is assumed to be random, right? This variation is no more, you could say, fixed, it's random. And the variation across the cross-section is uncorrelated with the predictors or the independent variables, right? What does that mean? That the variation across, suppose if the cross-sectional units are students, then the variation among variation across different students is not correlated with the included predictor. That is, for example, if there is any variation in the marks of different students, that variation is not it's not correlated with the included predictor in your model, right? By the way, instead of checking these assumptions, the Stata software is very smart, and you can have a statistical test to choose between fixed effect and random effect models. Because for a beginner, it's quite difficult to understand which type of data will be subject to which type of assumptions. So, how about relying on a statistical test on the Stata software, and that test will easily tell you whether a particular panel data is fit for fixed effect regression or for random effect regression. Okay. So, by the way, an advantage of random effect model it is that we can include time invariant variables. What does that mean? We can include variables that are constant over time, for example, gender, right? Whereas in the fixed effect model, these variables are represented or absorbed in the intercept. Okay, so the random effect model is dependent variable yit as a function of xit plus alpha plus uit plus eit. Now, what is alpha? Quite easily understandable that this is intercept, right? So unlike the fixed effect regression, you see that alpha doesn't have any index because, as I said, that this is not the case of fixed effect regression model where we had different intercepts, right? So now UIT and EIT, what are these two sources of error? Actually, these are you could say the residual term, and we are splitting the residual or the random error term in two parts. UIT represent the between cross section error, that is the random error because of variation across different cross sections. For example, if you have data of students, then that random error because of variation in marks across different cross sections. Then within entity error is you could say random error because of variation within each entity. So maybe variation in marks of a single student. So these type of these are the two types of error that we have splitted, and between entity error is called UIT, whereas within entity error is called EIT. Okay, so let's come to that magic wand stick that I was just mentioning, that the statistical software test, Hosman test, helps you very easily identify whether a model is fit for fixed effect or a random effect model. So the procedure of the Hosman test is that we first run a fixed effect model and save the estimates. Then we run a random effect model and save the estimates. Then we will perform the tests. Okay, so what are the stata command? First of all, let's run the fixed effect model. So if you have to run a fixed effect model, simple, the command is xtreg. Then you have to mention your dependent variable followed by all your independent variables, comma fe, where you know that fe stands for fixed effects, right? So for example, if you have only one independent variable, then the command will be xtreg y x comma fe. If you have many independent variables, then this type of a command you will be using. Then you will type estimate store fixed. What this command will produce or execute is, it will save the estimated values from the fixed effect regression in a column with a heading fixed. Okay, what this step 2 command will do, that it will calculate the estimated value from this regression in step 1 and store those estimated value in a new column called fixed. Then you run the random effect model, which is xtreg. Same command just like the fixed effect, the only difference is that we write here re for random effect. Then we use the command number 4, that is we store the estimates of the random effect model in another column called random, right? And then we run the Hosman test, whose command is Hosman fixed random. So once we type Hosman fixed random, we'll get the p-value of the Hosman test. If the p-value is less than or equal to 5%, then we reject H naught. And rejection of H naught, of course, means that we run a fixed effect regression model, right? So we can run this all these procedure that I told you. For example, xtreg, and in this example, I'm again using the data of fertility rate, which we discussed in the last video as well. But those of you who are watching this video for the first time, I can email this data to you if you you send in a request. My email is there in the comment section of previous video, as well as I'll type in the comment section of this video as well. So this data, fertility rate data, is FR stands for the fertility rate in traffic accident, and BT stands for the beer tax imposed in a particular state. This CS means cross section. So actually this is a data of 5 you could say states. So whenever we have CS is equal to 1, that means this is the data for state 1. whenever we have CS is equal to 2, this is data for state 2 and so on. And then we have different years. So FR is the fertility rate. That is, for example, in the state number 1 in the year 2000, 10% people died in traffic accidents, and the beer tax imposed in that state was 17%. So these two columns that are appearing here, actually they are a result of the command that we will type. So for the time being, let me drop these so that you will see how these columns appear. So this is the actual layout of your data file, right? I can, again, I'm announcing that I can email this data file to the general viewers, whereas to the NAS student, I have already provided this data file. Okay, so coming back, I want to run xtreg and I want to see how fertility rate is dependent upon beer tax, and I want to use fixed effect regression. So this is the output. Now, as I said, we have to store the estimates in a column called fixed. As I just let me help you recall that. I have to type this estimate store fixed. So I go here in Stata and I type estimates store and fixed. Right, so this is the command that I have typed here. Estimate store fixed. The command is visible there in the PDF notes here as well, and here enlarging here only for your convenience. So now if I go into the data file, you can see that I have a column estimate fixed. Then going back, I run the random effect model xtreg fertility rate on beer tax, and this time I type comma RE. So let me enlarge this command for you. So this is the command for random effect model. So I run this model and now I type estimates store random. Right, so this is what I've done. Estimates store random. So this will generate another column in which the estimates of the random effect models are stored. Next, what I have to do is I have to apply Hosman test. So I type Hosman fix space random, right? This is the command that I'm typing here, and I press enter. So you see this is the p-value that I'm getting here. So this p-value, you can see it is much greater than 0.05. So I failed to reject H0, right? This is much greater than 0.05, so I failed to reject H0. In other words, I believe what is there in H0, which says that the preferred model is random effect model, right? So that's how you can actually decide whether to run a fixed effect. Okay, so this was all about how to run the Hosman test in Stata. That will tell you whether random effect model is appropriate or fixed effect model is appropriate. Next, we start the topic of under the context of fixed effect model. There are two specific or special cases that must be considered. Regression with time fixed effect. Apparently, this name seems a little bit misleading because time fix apparently means that there is something that is fixed in time. But actually, this is the case where some omitted variable or factors vary across time periods and we are trying to fix them. That's why it is called time fixed effect, right? It's a special model for the case when some factors vary across time periods, right? And they're constant across cross sections. So, for example, if we discuss the example of fertility rate in traffic accident and the beer tax imposed, that is in a particular state. So suppose that safety improvements in new cars, you know that generally these improvements are introduced nationally. So they serve to reduce traffic fatalities in all areas of a country, right? So if we have a panel data of 10 cities of a country from last, let's say 5 years, then it is plausible to think of an automobile safety as omitted variable that changes over time but has the same value for all cities. Now, what does that mean? That if safety regulations are implemented, then you can say then this safety regulation can change from time to time, but across city they will be same because safety regulations are implemented on a national level. So under this type of model, when the omitted variable, for example, you're not including automobile safety data in your regression and just regressing fatality rate on the beer tax, then automobile safety is an omitted variable. So under that type of scenario, uh, you can run the stata command. This is actually the general command YIT as a function of XIT and ST, where ST is the safety regulations, and UIT. So if we have the data on fertility rate, so I will type fertility rate here, and instead of XIT, I'll have BT, which is the beer tax. So the stata command is in general xtreg followed by the dependent variable and then the independent variable, and then you write I dot here, right? If here is actually the name of the column where time period is stored. If you have a look at this time series data, here is the name of the column. As you can see here is the name of the column where time is stored, right? So that's why I've written I dot year. So if you have monthly data and the column heading is month, then you will type I dot month. So xtreg yx I dot year comma fe, because as I told you that this is a special case of fixed effect regression, so of course we are handling under fixed effect regression. So we can type xtreg followed by dependent variable and then the independent and then I dot year. So this way we are controlling for the factors that vary across different time periods. Similarly, now let me come to this the third model, and then I will discuss this one. If the regression is in such a scenario where factors vary across cross sections, that's why the name is regression with cross section fixed effect. That is, there are some variation that are expected across cross section and we are trying to fix them. That's why the name regression with cross section fixed effect. So in that case, if we have this type of a model, then the stata command is areg, areg, followed by the dependent variable, then independent, and then I dot cs, where cs is the name of the column in which you have stored the cross-sectional ID. For example, here, if you look at the data side, data sheet, the CS column has the heading, labels for the cross section. So CS is the column that contains about information about the cross section. So I will type a reg yxi dot cs or whatever the name of your cross sectional ID column. You can, for example, if you have called it CD, then you will type I dot CD. And for example, if you have called it city, it will be I dot city. So whatever the name of the column containing cross-sectional ID, you will type here after this dot. Then comma absorbed year. That is, you are absorbing or the impact across time, because there is no variation across time. As we said that the variation is fixed across time, that's why we have written absorbed year. So that's how you can run regression with cross section fixed effect. Next we have if both cross section and time fixed. This is the case when some of the factors or the omitted variable, you are expecting that some of them are such that they vary over time, while the others are that they vary over cross section, right? Like we have mixed type of omitted variable. Then we can use this model, and the stata command is regress y on x, that is dependent variable, on your independent variable, followed by I dot cs and then I dot year. So this will produce the output for a model where we are fixing both the cross section and time fixed effect. So it's highly recommended that if you have a panel data sheet in Stata format, or you can download one, just run these commands and just analyze what type of output is produced through these different models. By the way, interpretation of all these models is not that difficult. If you know the interpretation of an ordinary fixed effect or a random effect model, for which you can watch the videos once again on our channel. So if you know the interpretation of an ordinary fixed effect model, you can interpret all these type of models that we have covered in today's video. Right, so if you have any comments and queries about this video, you are more than welcome to reach us out on our email ID or on the comment section of the video. So thank you.